Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to another episode of the 40 East Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at Moonshot Creamery in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, trying the two flavors, Gingerbread Cheesecake and Dark Chocolate Peppermint. Let's get started with the Gingerbread Cheesecake. This looks like a very good flavor with proper amounts of gingerbread scattered throughout. There is the perfect amount of salt in the gingerbread to cut through this rich creaminess of the ice cream base. It is very complimentary. It's mainly gingerbread flavor. I would guess that the cheesecake is adding just a bit of extra richness to counteract some of this strong ginger, salt, and large sugar crystal vibes. The base cream itself has a lovely texture with no real issues in terms of large ice crystals or poor texturing. Honestly, you can taste the fact that these cookies that they're mixing in are very well made. This is some of the better gingerbread cookies I've had, and they're mixed into ice cream. So I can only imagine how good they would be when not mixed into ice cream. They're also very much flavored and manufactured for the ice cream process. They're not brittle or they're not very snappy. They chew like a nice oil-based cookie should, and that is another thing to be appreciated about this ice cream. Let's move on to the dark chocolate peppermint. This is a extremely dark color. I don't know if it's even showing up on camera, just how sort of rich this looks. Let's see if the taste matches the color. Pow! I'm getting sucker punched in the jaw with the sheer amount of peppermint and dark chocolate. This is a York peppermint patty flavor, although arguably this tastes a bit stronger even than a York peppermint patty. And if you've had a York peppermint patty, not sponsored, you would know that those pack a wallop. So it is a very good thing that they're able to achieve such a strong flavor with such rich, chocolatey, and pepperminty notes. Very well done. Now, I do have a hot take to share. I think the fact that they did not put peppermint candy into this is a good thing. Peppermint candy and a peppermint ice cream flavor almost always goes poorly. It gets way too sharp and brittle and hard when it's frozen in the ice cream, and it oftentimes gets stuck in the teeth or pierces the gums, messes with the top palate. To have this hard, sharp, brittle candy in an ice cream is not a good thing. So I applaud ice cream makers that make peppermint flavors with just the base peppermint flavoring and not the candy itself, because this dark chocolate peppermint flavor I think is made better by the fact that it is so smooth and so pure. I literally cannot even convey how beautiful this color is on camera. It's melting beautifully in the mouth. It has a great texture, a great mouthfeel. It doesn't linger on the palate too long in terms of the creaminess, but the peppermint stays on the breath. It's almost like eating a breath mint, the way that you're exhaling for several moments after eating the scoop and you're still getting that peppermint flavor. That is what I love in a peppermint, when it goes above and beyond in terms of punching you in the mouth with the peppermint flavor. Now, before I get to the combo, I would like to take a moment to rant once more about pricing ladders for ice cream shops. I've talked about this before, I know, but I do want to go over it again because this ice cream shop offered one scoop for $3.75, two scoops for $7.25, three scoops for $8.50. I'm not the owner of the shop, right? I am not going to challenge or deny them the ability to price their ice cream this way. But as a consumer, when I see such a massive leap between the first two options and then a tiny little jump between the second and third options, I'm really either incentivized to get the lowest priced option or the highest priced option. The middle option becomes no longer really viable. Now, I didn't want 3 scoops of ice cream, and I'm only one person, so I'm not going to order the highest level, but I still have to get 2 flavors for this review. So I was kind of forced into the middle option, and it felt like the worst value for my dollar. I would have much preferred to come here with friends, get a triple scoop, or come here outside of my review and get a single scoop. But I digress. It's time to try the 2 flavors at once. I believe this will be incredible. but we will hold our judgments until after the flavor is tried. Okay, I'll admit, I was wrong. The chocolate and peppermint almost completely overpower the gingerbread cheesecake. I'm barely tasting the cheesecake, the texture of it, because the chocolate's so dense. I'm getting the texture and the chew of the gingerbread, but the peppermint is really canceling out any other of the major flavors. When you have such strong flavors like chocolate and peppermint, it's really hard to go against them in a combination. I'm going to try to bias it 75-25 in favor of the gingerbread and see if that does any better, but I'm a bit hesitant now. Yeah, now it just tastes like the gingerbread. Either way you slice it, I don't think this combo works too well together. Individually great flavors, but not the best as a combo. And so that brings me into my closing thoughts. Moonshot Creamery offers delicious rotating flavors that always seem to be providing something fresh and new. When I walked in, there were about 16 flavors. Most all of them were seasonal or of some new variety. And so every time you come back, it should be a new and interesting, fresh experience. Not to mention the fact that the flavors themselves are delicious. The quality of their ice cream, the quality of their mix-ins, it's calculated, it's crafted very well. And I have very few complaints about the ice cream itself. Additionally, we are on a river with a little running path and bike path right next to us. This would be a great place to stop by if you're on a long bike ride or a run. We're also right next to the University of Alabama, so students can come by, eat ice cream whenever they want. Parents visiting can have a really great way for a student visit day. The one issue that I have is the pricing ladder. Since I got 2 flavors, I feel like I got the worst value because of how variable their pricing structure is. If I wanted 1 scoop for $3.75, that would have been a really great value and really great option. Because 1 scoop is a good amount of ice cream, but with the 2 scoops for almost $8, I feel like this cup is not enough. I would want a bit more ice cream, or I would want the price a bit lower to justify this price for the 2 scoops. Ultimately, I would recommend coming to Moonshot Creamery, but come with the expectation of getting 1 scoops if you're hungry for yourself, or 3 scoops if you have some friends. Because this is great ice cream at a fair price for 1 of 3 scoops in a very good area to eat ice cream in. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfiltermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.